What it do, Grasshopper fam? You're tapped into the Tapped In with Grasshopper podcast. I'm here with my boy KT in the city.
Hey,
what's up?
What's up, man? Another episode, man. Dropping this knowledge, dropping this game for the free, man. What's up, man?
Gotta do it, man. Today's topic, we're talking about droughts, floods, what they are, and how they affect the market. Let's get into it, man. So let's talk about what a drought is. So a drought is a time period when there's something that is in low supply, low or no supply. So people are having trouble getting it. It's not very prevalent. You can't just go down and buy it from somewhere. It might be out of stock. There may be these are due to like issues in the market, issues with manufacturing, and there's droughts across plenty of markets. But obviously, we're talking about cannabis, so it's just it's when a product is in low supply and it's hard to get. Yeah, high demand, which makes the demand go up, but it's hard to get and people just having trouble accessing it. So. What is a flood? A flood is when there is an excess of product. People can access it easily. There's an injection of a huge quantity of the product, or maybe the demand has just dropped for some reason, which then in turn causes a surplus of product in the market, and that has its own set of consequences, causes, action, pros, cons. So, before we get too much more into floods and droughts, what I want to do is I want to get into what the seasons are. What are the seasons? So you got in cannabis, you got seasons like you got drought season, you got flood season. So you got crop season, which happens usually with the outdoor product. You got crop season, which usually happens around October.
Yeah.
And then so these outdoor farms up north, NorCal, Washington, Oregon, their season, their harvest usually comes around October, November, December. You start seeing a lot of product get injected into the market. And then you got drought season, typically comes around summertime. Things, the outdoor product starts to dry up typically. So then you start seeing a drought come around in the summertime. And then, you get little injections of depths throughout the year too. Yeah. So, you got like summer depths, you got like May depth, you got like March depths, summer depths, and then you get like one more set of depths throughout the year. So you get like four drops of depth throughout the year.
So basically, October, all the lows, it'd be flood. First beginning of summer, dry up. That's when the indoor, exotic, that's when they do their thing.
Yep.
It's just a cycle.
Exactly. And it's a cycle every year.
Every year.
It's funny because you see a lot of people won't even know that they're getting outdoors or depths. Like some people probably get it, think about this. Like let's say you get in the game during summertime when there's a drought, boom, you're dealing with indoor. You don't even know there's an outdoor, right? Yeah. Boom, drought, the crop season or Croptober comes. And, now you're starting to see like prices go down. You're like, oh shit, cheaper product.
Yeah.
Like, oh hell yeah.
But you know what it is though? They don't know what season it is.
Yeah, they don't know the seasons. They don't know about floods. They don't know about droughts. They don't know about outdoor, indoor. Yeah. So imagine, you get in during the summer and then all of a sudden you start seeing some of this other stuff roll around for cheaper. Yeah. You're just like, oh, fuck yeah. Like, I'm going to get some of this lower priced product.
And that's where they mess the game up. That's when they hit you with the I got runs for $1,800.
Yeah, exactly. And there's plenty of runs at $1,800 out there.
November.
So... I just want to get into like a little intro of outdoor farming. Yeah. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I just want the viewers to understand on the surface what outdoor farming is, like where it's located and like because you really got to start here to really talk about floods and droughts, so people can kind of get a good perspective on it. You got let's just do a slight intro surface, of outdoor farming in NorCal, Washington, Oregon. So, those of you who don't know, a lot of people do know, but for those of you who don't know, like most of the outdoor product in the United States, outdoor greenhouse, that comes from NorCal. Okay. That comes from Oregon and Washington. So most of that product is grown in those three states, that region of the United States, mostly due to regulation and culture. Absolutely. And also climate. Climate is a huge part of it. Obviously, you can't do it with climate, but regulation and culture are big parts of it too. I'm not gonna get too far into it, but most of that product is grown on the West Coast. That's why you hear Cali weed. Cali got the best weed. Humboldt County, is one of the popular ones. There's plenty of other counties. I don't know if you guys have.
It makes sense though for the climate, man.
For the climate,
yeah,
exactly.
Make all the sense in the world.
Yeah, for sure. You got those warmer temperatures, and then you get the cooler temperatures too. Not too much sun, not too much rain. That's why a lot of like fruits and vegetables are grown on the West Coast too, like in California, Central Valley, Salinas. You got a lot of fruits and vegetables being grown there in those farms too.
It's crazy because like you can wake up every day in Cali, shit. The weather's, you got nice days every day, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty
much. You're downtown LA, dude. You know exactly what that's like. Yeah, Walk out on your balcony, your $1 million condo. Looking over the sunset.
Not $1 million, man.
Come on, man. Sky, man. You got the best views. I got the best views. Waking up, going to sleep.
Where you waking up tomorrow at?
Shit, I'll be in Peru. I'll be in Lima, Peru.
Right there. You want to talk about my view? Talk about your view.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop this screenshot for you guys. We'll probably do like a little screen record and we'll upload it to the actual episode. But if you go to Google Maps, and by the way, for everybody out there who's gonna be like, oh, he's giving away too much game, bro, all this shit is public. Like all this shit is public. You can go on there, scroll through it. As people already been knowing, everybody knows, bro. Like. People in LA, people in California, all the people outdoor farmers are pretty much licensed now. So, I want to hear it.
And you can't. It ain't like whatever you drop, it ain't gonna change.
It's not gonna change shit, bro. This shit has been going on for decades. So I'm one drop in the bucket. So if you go on Google Earth, you go up like hover around like Humboldt, really along the. I think it's the 34. I could be wrong. I know people are gonna get some backlash on this. I think it's the 34, but if you go up there like NorCal around Humboldt County, go into the forest and you start zooming in, go on the terrain setting and start zooming in, bro, you can see all these farms. You can see greenhouses. You can see outdoor farms. See the plants. You can see makeshift housing. Like these motherfuckers literally went up in the forest, hour and a half into the forest. Cut down trees, made themselves a little plot in the middle of the forest where nobody could get to them.
And got busy.
And fucking got busy, dude. Just started planting, putting outdoor plants, putting greenhouses out there, and just going fucking ham, dude. I've heard some crazy stories about this shit, which I'll tell you guys later. But man, it's been going on for decades, like 40, 50 years type shit. People have been up here growing. So, man. Just ever since 40, 50 years, that whole culture just exploded up the West Coast. That's why you got it in Oregon, you got it in Washington, probably in Canada. It's just a lot going on up there. So, you guys check that shit out, Google Earth. I'll drop a little screen record for you guys so you can see it. It's really, really interesting.
Check that shit out myself.
Yeah, for sure. You're going to start seeing, there are other states that are already coming online, so it's going to add to the flood. I don't think it's really going to add to the drought. I really think it's going to take away from the drought, but you're seeing states like Oklahoma come online that have no canopy cap. So what that means is there's no cap to the amount that they can grow. They could go get 10 million square feet and blow that shit out.
But the thing is, though, how you think the quality going to be, though?
Yeah, it's not going to be good. It's not even good, but I think that comes in time. I think that comes in time.
I don't know, man, because like you said, that climate, man, like It's crazy weather in Oklahoma and other states like that, man.
Very true.
It's
Very true. Very true. No,
so
very true.
How you gonna control your growth? Like,
So what's probably going to happen is you'll probably see a lot of greenhouses. You probably see a lot of greenhouses, light assist. Maybe, I don't know if they're going to be fully automatic or, how controlled they're going to be, but you'll probably see a lot more of those going up. So you could still try to achieve that low overhead, but still try to get to indoor quality. Yeah. But, out of state, outside of California, out of state, people's, their tolerance and their expectations are a lot lower anyways. Mm-hmm. So you could probably get away with making some like semi-decent product and, and still getting it off, still getting it out into the market. Mm-hmm. And not too many people complaining. Versus if you're here in Cali, motherfuckers are going to complain over everything. Yeah, you also got like Missouri coming online. Shout out to Missouri. Shout out to OKC. You guys doing your shit. We were gonna open up in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
We were gonna do it, but then this LA thing fell into my lap.
You gotta stick to what gonna work though. Man.
Yeah, for sure. That
we know what this gonna do. Like,
for sure. And then we'll throw New York in the mix. There's plenty of other states that have went legal. And that are probably growing, but I just want to throw New York out there because New York's real big, and we got a lot of our network comes from New York.
Shout out to New York, man.
Yeah, man, they're just went legal.
What up, son?
There was an article actually that just came out. It's talking about they're not stopping people in the airport with weed. If you have less than 3 zips, they're letting you keep it.
Damn. In New York?
In New York. At the airport, they'll let you keep if you got less than 3 zips.
That's more than LAX. LAX lets you do an ounce. 28 grams.
Yeah.
So New York doing 3 ounces.
3 zips.
Shit.
So if you get caught with more than 3 zips, you're going to jail. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to my boy, Hall of Flame. They've been doing their shit for a minute, dude. They got some of the best exotics in the city. Mm-hmm. Hall of Flame. He's got a pre-roll here. They're their woods. These are premium woods. They're putting top quality indoor buds inside of their pre-rolls, throwing a glass tip on there, getting the gold keef on the outside. It's top notch, dude.
Was 2 grams in it?
Hall of Flame. Yeah, that's 2 grams.
2 grams.
2 grams.
Yeah.
No concentrate, but this is real good shit. Handcrafted. You guys go check them out. Hall of Flame LA on Instagram.
Shout out Hall of Flame.
They're out there, man. They're doing their shit.
Doing your shit, man.
One more thing I wanted to give a slight intro to. I'm trying to give you guys the basics before we really dig into this drought and flood shit, so that way you guys get an educated perspective and you guys can actually form an opinion about this stuff I'm about to tell you. So,
grass.
So I'm gonna do a brief overview of indoor farming. We got intro to inner city indoor farming. So just so you guys know, there is some like bomb indoor that comes from like rural parts of different states, but this is gonna be very small batches. You're gonna see majority of the quality indoor grown cannabis come from big inner cities. The biggest right now you're gonna see is Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. Everybody, we got all the exotics. There's many reasons there are many reasons why that is, but mostly because of you got like regulation stuff, because there's been like marijuana laws for so long. People have had time to practice, but also is just so much infrastructure. Like you got warehouses everywhere here.
Yeah,
and every other
got options, man.
Got options. Every other warehouse is probably growing weed here.
Yeah. You got to shout out to the Bay too, man. Like Oakland, they doing their thing too, man.
Yeah, Oakland, Bay,
they doing their shit.
Sac.
Yeah,
I mean, you got big cities. You got, but definitely the Bay, dude. They got stupid exotics. Like they got stupid flavors, and so does LA. I mean, I see some of the best shit come out of here, and I'm real proud of that. So. You see like a lot of the indoor farming, a lot of the indoor exotic, indoor quality bud. It comes from big cities, comes from metro areas. I'm excited to see like how it starts popping up across the country. But, that's where all the indoor farming, all the indoor work comes from. Is from big cities like Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. So switching back to outdoor, I want to talk about how outdoor flower causes a flood. So when, starting at the top, you got outdoor farms up in NorCal, Washington, Oregon. These farms are anywhere from, I don't know, you could probably go half acre up to, 10, 20, 30 acres, 100 acres. I'm not sure exactly what the regulations and guidelines and restrictions are on acreage count or canopy count, but I know there are caps on this stuff. But you say you got a farm, you got 100 farms, 200 farms, 1,000 farms, and they're all growing, 100 plants minimum. You're getting anywhere from 1 pound to 5 pounds on a plant, depending, how big you're going, where you're at, etc. I mean, shit, dude. We're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds getting harvested and getting injected into the market around fall time, around October, November, December. Man. Yeah, it's just floods, dude. You got tons and tons of product, literally tons and tons of product getting injected into the market. So when you have that, when you have that and the supply exceeds the demand, that's when you start seeing the surplus. And that's when you start seeing, prices start going down. You got price reductions. So yeah, I mean, what do you notice when you start seeing price reductions? What are some flags? What are some red flags, some markers?
Red flags, I would say, well, for me, I really can't speak for everybody else, but for me, it's like that's when all the cheap people start to turn up because prices go down and they start bagging out. So it's like red flag that I know is about to be a flood is like, it's like people start comparing the outdoor to the indoor when it comes to prices. You know what I'm saying? All I buy this when I can get it for this. It's the same thing. It's a flood. Right. So let me see what other red flag I see. Red flag. Basically about it when I start seeing people comparing, they start complaining about just say indoor, outdoor. When they start doing this right here, they start comparing the prices like very detailed. Yep. You already know about to be a flood because somebody have told them that they can get something similar to this for this price. Mm-hmm. And you already know it's about to start flooding.
About to start flooding. All right.
I see you in March, April.
Yeah.
You be back.
There you go. Yeah, you start seeing the price reductions. So when you start seeing prices come down, you start seeing the picky customers come out.
Yeah.
People, you got anything for this? You got anything for this? It's crazy. Like, how the fuck do these customers, how do the consumers know first? Like, let's say, you get your hands on like one of the first rounds of deps or outs. It's like, is it the salesperson is the one telling the customer like, yo, I got this cheaper product, I got this outdoor work. Was it, what's up? Did they shift the mind of the consumer, or is the consumer like already hip to it and he's like asking for that shit? Like, hey dog, what's up with the deps? What's up with the outs? What's up with the cheaper product?
I think this will fuck it up. Okay, we're gonna say gelato ranch. He's gonna say gelato ranch, some shit like that. It's like a lot of people don't even know also that like for like down in every strand, it's an indoor and a depth. So when the people that's growing, they be like, hey, I got a gelato ranch. He not telling you exactly what it is. So the shopper, they go grab that like they go grab the gelato ranch thinking it's not thinking, but they be like, well shit, this over here, $1,500 cheaper. And then now everybody starting to do the same thing. Before you know it, shit, it's a snowball effect. Now it just flooded with the depths, man. Mm-hmm. The outdoor, man. It's just that's what I think, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, just so everybody knows that you can grow a strain indoor, you can grow a strain outdoor.
Outdoor, yeah.
You could grow it both. Like,
yeah.
There's no strains that are like specific to outdoor specific. Yeah. You might see one strain and more grown in indoor, one strain more grown in outdoor, but you're never gonna see where it's like, oh no, you can't grow this outdoor.
Yeah, how many times people came to you be like, you say you got pink runts, and they be like, oh, shit, your pink run a little better than these pink runs over here. I bet it do. It ain't the same shit.
Yeah, it's not the same all the time.
It ain't the same shit.
All the time.
Or they be like, oh shit, he got pink runs for XYZ dollars over here. He not telling you exactly what it
man,
is.
there's so much renaming going on out there. Like we all talked about the bootlegs and shit. People rename shit all the time. So, you really got to know the genetics. Fuck, I didn't bring the strain to unveil some genetics. We're going to get it next time. Next. Yeah, I'm going to start unpackaging real genetics so you guys will know the differences between OGs, glues, runts, pink runts, cookies, all the shit, man. Fritters, like I'm gonna show you guys put you guys on game because I still see to this day. You could tell if a motherfucker knows what he's talking about. You get a specific strain in front of him, be like, man, what's the smell like to you? If he says it smells like runts, but it's obviously an ice cream, like dude, that's an easy sign. Like dude don't know his weed.
Easy, man.
So
something else I want to say too, man. Is like people be asking me all the time, like, what is smoking like? Like is it smoking? Man, listen, man. Everybody body is different. Like, it ain't gonna do the same thing it do to you that it gonna do to me, that it gonna do to you, that they ain't gonna do to Matt, it gonna do to him. So, man, you just gotta know what the fuck you getting. Man.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Ask me how was it smoking. I might tell you it's weak. It might knock you out.
Straight up.
So shit, don't ask me.
Straight up.
Don't ask me, man.
No, ask him. Ask KT. He knows. He knows what's up. So here we go. Getting into it. Moving past indoor farming. Here's what causes a drought, guys. Once you got the flood, boom, October, November, December, January, February, March, around March, April, you start seeing it dry up. So like once people they burn through all that outdoor product, you start seeing it dry up closer to the summertime because people burn through all that outdoor product. They just getting it off for super cheap and people just blazing through it because, if a motherfucker gets a 5 gram eighth for whatever it is, whatever they're doing it at now, like 5 gram eighth for, $30 or something. Motherfucker gonna roll that shit up in one backwood, bro.
One backwood.
Or just go back-to-back blunts with their friends all night. Like, everybody's going to chip in on that. They're going to burn through it. And people just doing that daily.
Yeah. That shit get old, though. They get tired of that shit. They get tired of it.
I mean, yeah, but, when people are just avid smokers, like, yeah, they're going to still stay with the quality that's getting them high. But, dude, some people just smoke to smoke, bro. Like, as long as it's tasting all right, like, people just smoke to smoke. They're putting it in a wood anyway, something with flavor. So the taste of the weed don't really matter as much. As long as they got a good wood, they're just going back to back to back to back to back to back. It's all day long. So boom, they blow through all that outdoor flower. They blow through all that outdoor product. And then you start seeing it dry up around summertime. So this is where you start seeing the drought. You starting to see a lower supply of that cheaper product, lower supply of that outdoor product. So then what? Demand goes up for it. Mm-hmm. So then people start turning to light depths. They start turning to Chinaman work. They start turning to indoor commercial ends, exotics, etc. So when they turn to the indoor light assist, people are faced with options. It's either, people fall off because they can't afford this more expensive product. Mm-hmm. 2, they don't have access to it. Maybe they only deal with outdoor guys.
Yep, that's it.
Their plugs fall off. They fall off. Or 3, you ride the wave.
Ride the wave. Gotta ride the wave, man. You gonna ride the wave or you gonna go up on it, man? Which one? Shit.
So these are ways that you can adjust to that drought market. Last year was super crazy. We had an insane drought last year. Those of you who were in the game last year, you remember that.
Shout out to everybody that rode that wave too,
crazy.
Man.
Yeah, for sure. I see people fall on and fall off in this game all the time, and it has a lot to do with supply and demand. It has a lot to do with people's connections. So
yeah, because I'm gonna ride the wave. I don't care if packs go up to $10,000. Get what I'm gonna be doing,
dude. If this shit don't work out, I'll start selling lighters. I don't give a fuck. I'll start selling candles. You guys are gonna see me, Grasshopper, the candle man.
Yeah, you gotta ride the wave, man.
So here's some ways to avoid the flood. because I know it's a big problem for a lot of people. How do they avoid it? So here's some ways to avoid the flood is one is branding. If you have a solid brand, you have a brand that has a cult following, you have a set customer base that deals with you exclusively or even not exclusively, but a portion of their bankroll is going into your brand, into your company, and it's just getting recycled. So that's one way to stay in, just branding, like just have a brand, have a real brand. If you're not just like another guy down the block who's just serving weed out of a Ziploc bag or some knockoff Runts packaging, like you got your own brand, like Grasshopper. Grasshopper gonna live forever. Like it don't matter if who knows? We might not even end up in flour. Maybe we'll end up in skateboards.
I mean, but it's always updated, always refreshing, man. It's always rebranding, retransitioning, remixing. Like it's always something, man. It's always
you got to adjust with the market if you want to stay in business. So, another way to avoid the flood is if you have a product. You have an in-demand product all year round. So let's say you have a product that's just in demand all year round, whether it's maybe you're dealing in exotic flower like Grasshopper does. Exotic flower don't go out of style. Yeah, some people might stop buying it because the lower quality, cheaper stuff, but a lot of you guys know, the people who know what's up with exotic flower know what's up with exotic flower. That shit does not go out of fashion. Like people are going to stay smoking exotics, especially people who are accustomed to a certain lifestyle. They're not going back to smoking Reggie. They're not going back to smoking outdoor. I don't give a fuck. Like no matter how little their money gets, they're still going to be smoking exotic. They're still, because they're accustomed to that now.
Let me ask you something.
So,
how many Bentley commercials you ever saw on TV?
0.
Ferrari.
0.
How many you see in the streets? You see motherfuckers driving Bentleys, Ferraris all day.
So
that's just like exotic weed. That shit ain't going nowhere, man.
Yeah, it's going nowhere.
Shit ain't going nowhere.
It's going nowhere. So if you have an in-demand product all year round, I mean, that's a really good way to avoid the flood. You're still going to make money. Yeah. So that's something to consider if you're trying to figure out ways to avoid this price shit. Also, let's go being plugged into the market. So really, like, your connection is going to be a big reason why you stay on deck or you stay in business, because if the flood comes around and everybody's got low end product, but you, or if everybody's got that low end product, but you, I mean, you're gonna be off deck. You're gonna be out of business because people are going to your competitors. So it's really, network connections is very important. If you don't have, like, let's say you only deal with exotic indoor and nobody's buying exotic. I mean, it's just for some reason nobody's buying it from you, and you don't have an outdoor connection, or you don't have connection to lower,
go up under the wave.
Cheaper product. Yeah, you're gonna fall off. So one more way you can avoid the flood is having a special product. So yeah, having an in-demand product, but having a special product, like a novelty product, it's a very good way to avoid the flood. Like if lower quality product starts coming around and people are kind of, people start buying from their friends. They start buying it local to where they're at because there's so much of it around. It's such a surplus. They don't have to drive to you or go down to where you're at or whatever it is. If you have a novelty product, a special product that has its own demand, you're going to avoid the flood. So, I mean, we'll just get into it. We got this brand called Snowballs.
Shout out to Snowballs.
Snowballs. Shout out to the scientist, man. Where's he at, man? So Snowballs, this is a special product. This is a white moon rock that's made from it's a CBD isolate, THC nug, distillate. It's a white moon rock. So this is a special product. It's got special packaging. This is always going to have its own demand. I mean, even if it's a flood or a drought, this stuff is still going to sell because it's got its own special set of clientele. Man. This is a special product.
What are Snowballs? You got how many Snowballs you got? I need a QP.
It's a special product. By the way, we just fixed the formula on this, so it's not going to melt anymore.
Yeah.
You won't see this melting.
Good shit. I noticed that.
So going into drought season months, it's really about just letting your nuts hang, just holding your nuts, holding your prices. If you're one of these people that lives day to day, paycheck to paycheck, it's gonna be tough for you, man.
So,
if you are not doing at least one of the things that I just mentioned, branding, having an in-demand product being plugged in, or having a special product. If you're going into drought season without a plan, and without connections, you're gonna have a tough time, man. So going into these drought months, you want to try to be prepared. Have a plan. Have an in-demand product, have a specialty product. Just you gotta have a seat at the table, man. Because if not, a lot of people might just forget about you, stop calling you.
Yeah.
Now you're not making that car note on that fucking M3 that you just grabbed.
Yeah, they gonna call you next year, but shit, it might be a little too late then, man.
Yeah, you might get your shit repoed. You foreclosing on the house.
Yeah.
Fucking getting evicted. You know what I'm saying? You had to sell all your jewelry. You been fucked around and got a job.
Yeah.
So you want to go into drought season with the plan.
Yeah.
Start thinking about the shit now.
I think like last year, shit started, I had to ride away. I started breaking shit down. Remember that?
Yeah.
I was breaking it down like shit,
It's got to start breaking it down. You got to adjust, man.
You got to adjust that shit, man.
You got to adjust. For people like us, there's no plan B, dude. You got to just make adjustments.
Plan A and plan A.
Yeah.
Make that shit work.
Exactly. But when you do have a solid plan, and you go into drought season, you start being able to see that you're able to control pricing, as a seller, and it converts into a seller's market. You'll see that, depending, like, for example, I'll just use grasshoppers as an example. In last year's drought, we were one of the only people that had exotic, designer indoor.
Only.
And shit was stupid, man. People were waiting in line 2 hours.
Just to even look at some shit.
So look at some shit. And people were still trying to negotiate and all that stuff. And it's just like, nope. Take it or leave it.
But it was a lot of them that didn't negotiate, though, because they knew what was going on out there. So
yeah, exactly. There's a lot of people that didn't negotiate and weren't hollering because they knew what was going on out there. So they're like, run it. Like, I got to stay with the product. I'd rather have the product than not.
Yep.
So, and even to this day, dude, even flood or no flood, I still rarely see people with really top-notch designer exotics. Like, there's not a lot of places that have that. Like, I'm out there in the streets shopping. I see exotics, but man, like, there's not a lot of AAA quality designer shit. So, just want to throw that out there. So, who can survive through a drought? What do you think? What's your opinion on that?
Shit, the strong, the strong-minded. The ones that determined, the ones that got a lot to lose. Really you just gotta really want that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you got $2 million. Like shit, you gotta want another $2 million, man, to keep going. So to me, man, you gotta be strong to survive that shit. Cause when it hit and that phone start ringing, man, you gotta be strong, man.
Yeah. For sure.
You gotta be creative. Like you said, all about branding. You gotta be creative, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be creative. Mm-hmm. I don't care. I mean, I ain't advising this, but shit, sometimes you gotta remix the names and all that shit just to keep shit flowing, man. So you gotta be strong, man, and creative, man.
Yeah. All right.
Then,
I fuck with it. I think that's accurate.
Yeah.
According to an article by LA Weekly, all the best weed that gets grown in California, all the best weed, it really stays here in Cali, goes on the shelf. People smoke it up. That's why I see such a huge out-of-state market so prevalent here. Buyer's market so prevalent here because that's where all the best weed is. Yeah, you might not, like a lot of people are like, oh, I'll get this for cheaper or whatever. But really, it's not, pricing doesn't vary like too much, maybe a couple points, enough for you to fly in and get it. But really what changes is the quality of product once you get over here to Cali, the quality of product once you start going into NorCal, even if you're, depending on what you're talking about. If you're talking about indoor, once you come into Cali, LA, the Bay. But once you start like getting into outdoors and shit, obviously the quality is going to be better here in Cali, but as you start going up the coast, you start seeing like just better quality grown product, better genetics, Prices are still around the same, in my opinion, is what you see, but just the quality gets better. So so the article says that best weed stays here and gets smoked, puts on the shelf, and then the rest gets shipped out to the out-of-state market.
Absolutely.
So you agree with that?
100%, man.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, if only people out of state could really see the comparison, like, to what I see, people would be tripped out. They'd be like, fuck. I've been getting finessed the whole time. I didn't even know this quality existed. I've been paying 20 a gram, or I've been paying 15 a gram for some straight
bullshit, man. Like,
and it was they were calling it runts when it's a fucking Jack Herrera. And it's selling it to me in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah. Should be looking like somebody went outside and cut their grass and put it in a Ziploc bag.
Man, I remember a year and a half ago, Ziploc bag was still a thing. Like, packaging wasn't even real anymore.
Yeah,
like, it wasn't even a thing yet. Like 2 years ago, back when I got in the licensed market, dude, packaging had just started hitting the streets. People were still doing jars, and then the bags started coming around. Now it's all bags. That's all you see is bags now. So it's funny because I had figured that shit out. I was like, yo, bags are actually cheaper. They're like super cheap, like 20 cents.
Since we talking about Ziploc bags and street shit real quick, man, let me say this since it's on my mind. It ain't got nothing to do with the drought season, flood season, all that. But look, man, quit hopping plugs, man. Like, if you get you a solid plug, stick with it, man. I'm going through that shit right now. So how I'm doing it right now, if you running through me and you leave and go over there, when you come back, I don't even know you. We got to start this shit all over. We got to start it all over. How you doing? My name is KT.
Damn.
Nice to meet you. How can I help you?
So don't be plug hopping if you're shopping with KT.
Don't be plug hopping because when you come back, you got to start all over.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Have to start it all over, start the cycle all over. You're going to have to get to know them.
Yeah, all that shit, man. Because basically you telling me, man, oh, I found something better over here. So you basically saying, man, fuck you, fuck your bills, fuck whatever you got going on. I'm cool over here. But then you want to come back. So all that plug hopping shit, know what you're doing, man.
There you go. There you go. Doing. Listen to the best. KT in the city.
Yeah, man. But yeah,
even dropped that KT truffle, man.
Man. Couple days, man. We wait on the packaging, man.
I'll be honest, I really could not find much on droughts and floods in the cannabis industry online. It's very interesting. When I'm like looking into it, all you see is like
is that the correct term, like in cannabis though? Like drought season, flood season?
Yeah, I mean supply and demand,
I looked it up too, and it's like when they say flood, it's like
shortage, cannabis shortage,
some shit like that. Yeah,
cannabis surplus. Those would probably be like some different terms you could search, but all I could find is like the shortage in the water sources and the diversion of water and the theft of water from these farms. Water drought in California. These farms are stealing the water. So that's really all I could find. It's kind of interesting that this isn't more of a
thing. Yeah,
more of a thing. So this isn't more of a thing because really floods and droughts are what controls the price. Supply and demand is what controls the price.
It might not be as much research out there because the big corporate shit is probably not even going through this.
Right.
Just a thought.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the big corporate.
But shit, like if any of the consumers out there, you ever wonder why you go from paying 10 to 15 a gram or maybe 20 a gram, or you make paying 30 an eighth, 40 an eighth, 50 an eighth, 60 an eighth? You ever wonder? You guys ever wonder this? Different times of the year, certain stuff is more prevalent. You got a wider menu. Certain times of the year, you have a shorter menu, less variety, better quality, less quality. Mm-hmm. Maybe your plug stops answering the phone at a certain time of the year. Maybe everybody's calling you at a certain time of the year. Everybody's trying to sell you product.
Yep.
You guys ever wonder that? Could be due to the floods and droughts. It's just interesting. This is not common knowledge.
You just know what season you in, man.
Yeah.
Know what season you in.
So what are some ways you could take advantage of a flood?
Shit. Flood your network. If you getting flooded, flood everybody else.
Flood everybody else.
Because you getting more, so you can lower the price because you got so much.
Mm-hmm.
Take advantage of it.
You can lower your markup.
Yeah.
And just start doing volume. Now you got people rolling through the door looking at everything else.
Yep.
Like Best Buy on Black Friday, get those computers out. They ain't making shit on the computer, but upsell everything else.
Yeah, they
a mouse.
They be like, shit, TVs $100, but we only selling 5 of them at $100, but it get you in the store to buy everything.
Yeah, we got a line out the door. Huh.
Everybody in line, I'm gonna get one of them $100 TVs. Shit, they
You
been
just
gone.
gave me an idea.
We'll talk later.
What are some ways you could take advantage of a drought?
If you not going through the drought, you can play with the markup a little bit.
The markup.
Yeah, if you not, but if you going through a drought, then you really gotta ride away. But if just say I got a drought going on, he got a drought going on, but you don't, now you can grab your nuts a little harder, cause now he's like, okay, y'all ain't got shit, huh? I got something.
Price going up.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right.
Hey, just like we stranded on the island, shit, 5 people, ain't nobody got food, but shit, you got a backpack full of snacks. Shit, you run the island for real.
Right. Hey, man, I need you to run over there and go grab me a couple of those coconuts off that tree. Yeah.
So, man.
Take advantage of a drought, man, because you can really widen your network. If your product is in demand but there's low supply, you really can kind of set your own rules because people need you, like a gas station or like food, the grocery stores. Like people have to go to these places, and they could really set the tone for real. Like they could turn it up or turn it down, raise the price, lower the price. People are still gonna go. Yeah. Some people might fall off because they can't afford it, but people, you're gonna be able to see everybody who can go, they will go. People who can pay will pay.
Man, quit folding on your prices, man. Like if you got a product, man, if this your price, then that's your price, man. Because at the end of the day, they need your shit.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, not trying to sound
hold your shoulders up. No, hold your shoulders up.
Then, man, but
hold your shoulders up. Hold your prices, because if you're dealing with quality product, you got to see the value in your own product for the next man too. So if you got quality product, hold your shoulders up, bro.
Nuts, man.
Yeah, let them know they don't have what you have.
I told you a long time ago, man. Louis Vuitton don't go on sale, man. That shit stay where it's at, man.
They don't have what you have. And if they do have what you have, then you need to increase the quality of your product. Increase the quality, increase the price, increase your reputation. People who've been fucking with me for a long time know I'm a big advocate of keeping your price up, raising your product quality, and standing out, separating yourself, because not everybody has that quality. Yeah, not everybody can afford it, but if you're just going with price-based custies, you're dealing with price-based solutions. You're dealing with price-based outcomes, and then your customers will slit your throat into the whiff of a lower price.
I saw you do this shit like 2 years ago. Motherfuckers in there complaining about the price. And you were like, well, shit, go shop around, man. Shit, you'll be back. In my mind, I'm like, no, hell no, don't let that money leave. Shit, motherfucker came right back.
Yeah, of course, because I know. I do this.
Came right back.
Look,
so, yeah.
These shifts in the market are simple supply and demand. Just like any other economy, any other product, any other industry, good business people are going to find a way to survive at the end of the day.
Sure. At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, good business people are going to find a way to survive. So, just practice good business. Don't fuck people over, and just be about your shit, man. And you're going to survive. And listen to this podcast, replay it, subscribe, comment, like all that shit, because I need you guys to do that for me. But replay this and go through the ways to be drought proof, to be flood proof.
Drought, and my point of view on drought proof, man, we talked about it a little bit, but I'm gonna highlight it. It just like you said, have different resources, man. Like right now, somebody called me. I don't know shit about no wax. I don't know nothing about none of that. But I know who do. I don't have edibles, but I know who do.
Yeah, there you go. Got to be plugged in.
You know what I'm saying?
Just take advantage of your network. Take advantage of your network. That's a hustler.
I need some moon rocks. How many you need? Okay, hold on. Boom, boom, boom. Like, man, I tell people all the time, man, I can get you a helicopter. Just let me know what color you want, how fast you want that motherfucker to go. Give me an
take
hour.
advantage of your network, man.
Yeah,
take advantage of your network.
That's what I think drought proof is, man. Like, come on, man.
You're gonna ride the wave.
Ride the wave, man.
Well, let's get ready to wrap this up, man. Everybody drop a comment, subscribe, like. I am Zach Powers on Instagram, KT in the City on Instagram.
Show.
We got a lot of shit coming up, man. A lot of good interviews coming up here in the next couple of weeks.
A lot of new music.
New music's coming. Got some music videos coming up. Got a party at the end of August. Yeah, man. Well, fuck it. Y'all been tapped in. We're tapping out. We're gone.
For sure.